We're focusing on your driver, and your answers indicate you have what we would call a classic slice. So the ball starts straight or left of target and then curves too far to the right through the air. You've also told us that your preference would be to learn how to draw the ball. So get the ball to start to the right of target and then curve to the left. The slice is caused by an out to in swing path, so where the club head is moving to the left of target through impact, and an open club face. When the club face is pointing to the right of the direction of the swing, the ball will curve to the right through the air. For a draw, we need the opposite, so we need an in to out swing path, where the club head is travelling to the right of target through impact. And then we need a closed face, so when the club face points to the left of the direction of the swing, the ball curves to the left through the air. So first the swing path. To help us, I've got two sticks on the ground. They're set out in a V shape that starts around the toes of my right foot. If they are standard length alignment sticks, the distance between the end of the sticks should pretty much match the length of your club shaft. The first thing would be to take the club to the top and notice what would happen if I asked you to put your club on top of the orange stick. To do that, you would make what most people call an over-the-top move. And this puts the club head in a position where it's outside of the target line, which means it's going to move to the left through impact. And that's the out-to-in swing path that we have with the slice. On the other hand, if you took the club to the top and tried to get it on top of the white stick, you'd have to move the club down. And this puts the club head in a position you might call behind us. From here, it's easy to see that an in to out swing path is much more likely. So the first move we'd like to learn is how to transition from the backswing to the downswing in a way that brings the club down as opposed to out, putting the club in a great delivery for an in to out swing. So from here, you can then feel what it's like to release the club across the target line to the right of target, or as we said, from in to out. So the path is achieved by these two moves. Down behind you, and then release it to the right of target through impact. So down and out. Once we have the swing path, we need to close the face. So if I bring the club up in front of me, we can focus in on the face alignment. In this position, which would be a square face at the ball, the face is pointing horizontally to my left. Now, an open club face is one where the toe has rotated back behind the heel. And I do this by simply twisting the grip to my right. Now, with all golf swings, this is going to happen during the backswing. And that means it's our job to rotate it to the left to be able to square it up or close it for a draw. In your case, you'll be opening the face, but simply not rotating it enough to the left to close it again. If we can add some twisting to the left, somewhere between the top of the swing and impact, you will have a closed face for the draw that we want. So again, starting at the top of the swing, as we bring the club down and arrive at about the hip height position, which is what we call the delivery, if we add some rotation of the club, you'll notice that the face will go from pointing up to pointing more down. And this is the club going from open towards square. Now at this point it still won't be square or closed yet, it will still be open. But if it's pointing down a little, there's less work to do from here to the ball. Whereas if it's still pointing up, there's still a lot of work to do. So the first thing would be, as you make your first move down towards that white stick, see if you can add a little bit of a twist to the shaft that gets the face pointing more down. From here, you have the release out to the right, but can you add more of this twisting that gets the toe of the club to overtake the heel and arrive at the ball first? If the toe of the club arrives at the ball first, you'll have the closed face. So let's put these individual movements together to create a nice full flowing swing where we can then hit some balls. We're going from down behind us with a little twist of the face to a release from in to out with more twisting of the face, and then through to a full finish. The key points here are that the club is approaching from inside the target line, and the toe has overtaken the heel to get to impact first. So smooth and slow first. If it feels like you're making the moves we want, speed it up a little bit and really feel that you're flowing through impact. Now again, if that's feeling okay, let's hit some shots, because the golf ball will ultimately tell you whether you're making the correct moves or not. So, club approaches from inside and the face closes before impact.